So being comfortable with yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck, head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. And gently close your eyes and focus your mind to this bell sound. So while you focusing to sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in this meditation session, as you know, we mainly practice tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation. So, this is a kind of like the attitude that you have to develop in your mind, especially when it comes to vipassana meditation. So tranquility meditation we develop as a foundation. So somehow when it comes to meditation, there are a few things that you have to always keep in mind. So these are kind of like tools. So what I'm going to give you today. So whatever the meditation, that it will help you to increase your ability to develop the mental capacity. So first one is the preparation. So the preparation, when you come to meditation, at least within 1 hour, 30 minutes, you have to get ready for your sitting. Even maybe not for this moment, but if you practice regularly yourself, just be prepared. Because whatever you keep doing, as example, if you keep watching TV and suddenly you turn off the TV and sit for meditation, so whatever you saw on the TV, it's going to reflect on your mind. Unless if you are master the technique, you don't need this anything. But practice point of view for beginners, whoever try to develop their practice, this is important. So then remember, at least 30 minutes, 1 hour, get ready for the meditation. And sitting. So sitting, you have to practice yourself separately sometimes as an exercise before you sit for meditation. How? Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and hold your abs inside. And if you sit on the floor and push your both knee downward and little bit hold your buttock up and keep your tongue push upward your upper palate and the chin you bring in, not lifting up. So this is the way, and your right palm on your left and your both elbows inward, hold it. So that is giving you practice little by little, and it develop the awareness with the posture. And then whenever you want, suddenly you want to sit, naturally you go to the posture. So preparation is important. Another thing is, if you can clean your body, that is very important. So because in day-to-day life, so whatever you keep doing, and suddenly when you sit for meditation, and as example, when we observe the sensation sometimes, and if your own body start to disturb you, so that is not good. So then remember, at least wash your face and wash your feet, your hands, so you get ready for meditation. It's mentally you get ready, so that is important. And if you have a place to practice meditation, and you clean that place little bit, so like that way. So, and don't eat anything like within 1 hour, like if it is possible, at least try to get into a pattern that way. Then you know, because if you ate something before you sit for meditation, and now what will happen, you feel kind of like a discomfort. Oh, that the whole your digestive system works so hard and heavy, and when you try to calm down the body naturally, and maybe your heat go up. So like that, get ready mentally and physically, and with your environment. So that is important. If you really serious for practice, and if you really want to master the technique. So another one is implementation. So applying, that the putting that what you want to do, putting to practice, putting to activate the inner awareness. So once you sit, you bring that your whole awareness to your practice. So this here, implementation, it is your body and mind. That is it. There's nothing else. So whatever that in day-to-day life, when you want to do some other work, you get the help out of something. But here, no. Put your body and mind to things to practice. You have to have the intention for that. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So implementation. Another one is the method or the path. So that's why here we go with the samatha and vipassana. Tranquility meditation and insight meditation. Chitta bhavana and panya bhavana. So that way, and you are little by little become more familiar, and you become more advanced and matured with the path, and that's bring the solid experience to yourself. So those are three things in the beginning that you have to remember. And the path, it is up to you to select what you want, because when it comes to nowadays mindfulness practice, there are many methods and the ways. So then you have to do little homework or experiment yourself what you want out of meditation. It is your personal choice. It is totally, it's up to you. But here we go to the ultimate truth, and we looking for the liberation, and we don't look for something else. We don't look for relaxation or the comfort or the any other things. We look for liberation. We look for nibbana. So for that we direct. So on the way, so whatever the benefit you get, it is you are not going to stop there. So then you have the highest purpose. And then you walk in this path, and step by step, day by day, when you keep practice, and little by little, you become matured with the deeper understanding and get into the reality. So we develop in this path or our method is to recognize what is most profitable for us as a person in this very lifetime or to your next life or to your samsaric journey, and what is the truth, what is the ultimate truth, what is the bottom line of this everything. So those are the two main goals that we're looking for. So that's why we use this samatha and vipassana. So, and then other thing is, when you sit for meditation, so now preparation and the implementation and the path or the method. Now you sit for meditation. Once you sit for meditation, you need another two tools: mindfulness and awareness. So the mindfulness is, so mentally you come to point to giving your total, remember this, mindfulness means giving your total attention to your intention. That is mindfulness. Giving your total 100%, not 99%, no, 100%. You giving your attention to your intention. So then if your intention is, that's why we're giving a primary mental object. So that is your intention. Your intention is recognizing the sensation in front of your nose or your upper lip area. Or in case if you go to any sensation, so as example, when I say, so observe the lower part of your body and find the strongest sensation. So then that is your intention. And so you look, once you get in and you bring your total attention to that. So that is mindfulness and awareness. So awareness knowingly, it is not by mistake, and you cannot say, I don't know how it happened. So that clarity bring out of the awareness. So the once you have awareness, you know, and you knowingly observe, that you recognize knowingly. So those two things, very important. So mindfulness, that's mean total attention to your intention and the awareness. So sometimes that's why when you lose these two, out of these two, maybe you lose one. That's why sometimes people say, I was practicing meditation, I don't know, it is something happened, I don't know what happened. It cannot. Because when you become more clear and sharp with the awareness and the mindfulness, you see what happened. When you lose mindfulness or awareness, it can take you to dreamland. It becomes kind of like a dream. You experience something, but you don't know what it is. What's the point? What's the point? What is the different than the dream? The same thing. So for a dream, even, you can ask from somebody, this is what happened when I was having a dream. So you can find a meaning for that. And maybe somebody say, oh, you're going to get a, lot of money, or you're going to get a good job or promotion or something. But in meditation, if you cannot experience something like that, you cannot even ask from anybody. Just you get completely, going to lost in your mind. So that's why the reason, because you lose these tools, awareness, mindfulness. So once you see, in the bottom line, once you develop the attention to your intention, and knowingly when you do, you complete, then you're going to see. There is no one in this universe, even the Mahabrahma, according to Eastern, he's the big guy, big boy. He's the creator, Mahabrahma. Even he cannot do anything. Once you come to, once you combine in awareness and mindfulness come together, there is no one in this universe and can interfere to your experience or what you see. So that is the only the human can, develop that. So then remember yourself, these tools. And when you develop that, what happening with your meditation, it become day by day, when you do it, familiarity. You become very familiar with your meditation, your sitting, your technique, familiarity. Another thing is that the not forgetting, that if you see sometimes if you go to place, so if you change the technique to technique, or if you do different things, and even with the different kind of intention, if you try to practice things, and today one thing, as example, today you want to practice meditation to become rich, and tomorrow you want to practice to become healthy, and next day you want to practice to become more strong, young. So people do this. So if you go like that way, what will happen later? You forget in the beginning what you did. But here there is an ability come, you don't forget. So it's always going to be in your mind, and then naturally the path become clear. And other thing is, once the path become clear, you're going to be with the meditations properly, and your practice going to become more deep. So that is a kind of a way that that you can put this everything together and get the help with this practice day by day, when you keep doing. So remember these things, and especially with the meditation, so preparation and implementation and the path or the method that you practice. And then once you get ready, once you sit, and then you have two tools, mindfulness and awareness. So the mindfulness means you bring the total attention to your intention, and then knowingly you observe, knowingly you put the intention. So then you're going to recognize that experience. You're going to always know what you experience. And when you keep practice that way, the path going to become more familiarity. And then the other one, you're not going to forget the path, you're going to go with it. Even you die, when you born again, you're going to come with that habit. So that is important. That's why it help for your samsaric journey. In case if you cannot, the the goal in this very lifetime, that is our, the highest. But if we can, in case if we miss that, we at least we take the technique with us, so you're not going to forget it. So then, and the you hold it to the path, the ability to stay without getting disturbed from anything, again and again, you go with it. You not, when the situations come, you don't let go things. So whatever, even the emotions high, the emotions lift, go highest to the highest level, still you can come to the meditation. So those are the things that you have to keep that the aware, that, and keep as tools. And so whenever you have time, as I mentioned, remember to little bit practice your posture as an exercise, and then when you sit for meditation, it will be more comfortable. So with that, so we're going to practice, and When it comes to practice, we mainly practice tranquility meditation as a foundation. For that, as our primary mental object, we follow our inhalation, exhalation. So without interfering, without maintaining, holding, so just allow your inhalation, exhalation to happen. So when it happens through the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation, you recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. And then follow the entire continuation. This, this is the beginning, middle, end. Observe whole breath body. And while you're observing, you may recognize some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold, like that. Just accept it and recognize, accept it, and move forward. And then we go to vipassana level. So in the vipassana level, you drop that all the details that you see through inhalation, exhalation, long, short, heavy, soft, warm, cold. So inhalation, exhalation, just get into the sensation. If you can stay here, get into the sensation or anywhere. So whatever the sensation arise, if it is stronger than this point, then you recognize it, because naturally the mind going to go to whatever the stronger sensation. So if even there is a sound come, smell come, or any sensation arise, even thought come, just see without getting to that, without reacting to it, without go with it. Just see how what you experience always change. Another thing is that because of that change, whatever feel as sensation, it also going to change. And then in between this change, there is no one, selflessness. So observe that impermanent, unsatisfactory nature, selflessness within your feelings or any perception. So whatever become higher, a stronger sensation, just see it rather than categorizing, separating, or this is this or like that. Just see only the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature, selflessness. So once you start to practice vipassana, you see only impermanent, unsatisfactory nature, selflessness within any kind of feeling, form, feeling, sensation, formations, recognition. So with that, your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Bring your attention to your body. And scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say so patveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation, and later observe the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selflessness within form, feeling, sensation, formations, recognition. Bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And deeply and gently breathe out 3 times. And bring your attention to that sensation and follow the sensation and recognize this is inhalation, this is exhalation. Keep focus your mind to inhalation, exhalation. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. Knowingly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. You may experience some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just accept it. Just keep focus to the sensation and see the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selflessness. Bring your attention to your body and observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun. Spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, as human beings, the best thing that you can gain in your life is developing your mind. And I hope you are enough mature to understand the way this life works. It is not the life that we see on movies or whatever the novels or the songs. The reality when it comes to our life, it always something else. We can share the experience as just informations. But when it comes to real life, when it comes to in front of your face, it is totally different things and only going to help not what you believe or not what you think, just what you practice. And that what you know is going to help for you. Otherwise, that everything going to become just informations. That's why we know we are kind of like living in an information world. But still, when it comes to our own reality, we are not capable to gain the best out of our day-to-day life even. So that's why Buddha always mentioned, look for the development of your mind, wisdom, awareness, because then naturally, without any effort, then naturally you're going to go with the situations and whatever the situations come to our life, we are capable to maintain and convert that situation and get the best out of it, rather than rejecting and going away from situations. So then develop a life. Don't depend on outside conditions or the situations. Always develop your mentality, develop your mind, whatever the situation you go through it. And it is just not going through it. You go through it and you become more better, more better, more better. And you master your day-to-day living, your life. It is not you just get old. So you become more advanced and you become more wiser. So that is necessary. So the getting old is kind of like, it's nothing to do. Whatever you do, it's going to happen. So then it is yourself bringing something out of this life, day by day, day by day. So when it comes to that, one time Buddha mentioned, there is a sutta called Naga Sutta. In that sutta, Buddha mentioned for monks and how you should develop the life, mind. It's kind of like you develop the mind and keep it like a royal elephant. So what is the nature of the royal elephant? So the royal elephant is strong and listening to the king, and any situation never resist. It's not like a wild elephant. And so when it comes to the royal elephant, and it has different qualities. So you have to train your mind like a royal elephant. So your awareness, your consciousness is the king. So then the mind. So the whatever the thought patterns, phenomena, formations, mental formations, sanskar should surrender to the awareness. Otherwise, it kind of like a wild elephant. Even though we are capable to control all the world, if you are not capable to understand your mind, tame your mind, hold your emotions, recognize your phenomena or mental formations, if you cannot recognize the sanskara, so what will happen? You will go with it. You will go with it. So when it comes to the sanskara, thought pattern, the emotions, it seems kind of like the very nature of the alcohol. So see that we take the alcohol or drugs from outside, and when we intake us, it changes. So what we does mostly, and once you take the alcohol or the drugs, the very first thing happening, even very balanced flow, the flow or the ground cannot hold that person. So that's mean even the ground is very flat, the very flat flow, this person cannot stand properly. Another thing is his whatever his eye, ear, nose, tongue, body start to move. See, now your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body always solid in a kind of like a stable. But once you take the alcohol, it's going to change the situation. It's like, yeah, it kind of like you watching this, and then but you start to see it kind of like a moving, but it doesn't move. But so it's your eye consciousness, ear consciousness, everything is start to go unbalanced. Then other thing is, in any place, any person, you're not going to recognize properly. Any situation you cannot recognize. Anywhere you can dance. In front of anybody, you lose your clothes. And you can say anything. So that's sometimes when people want to, blame to somebody, the very first thing they do, they drink. And then why? Because they can say anything, any bad things. And even you can, get into any kind of situations, and you can lie down in any place. It doesn't matter whatever the dirt, you can lie down there. So this kind of things. So remember, if we not, so it is about those are the qualities that we see through this alcohol or drugs or these things. Now, forget about the drugs or the alcohol. Your mental formations or the sanskara also kind of like the drugs, alcohol. So it kind of like, every day you need, you're addicted to. You are completely, your whole system kind of like a drugs. It creates certain kind of emotions, and that emotions you need to survive. So this kind of. So then practicing meditation is you purify the soul. You get out of this. And these emotions used to hold us to in this samsaric journey. Knowingly or unknowingly, we keep feeding to that. That means it's kind of like a drink again and again, again and again. You repeat your emotions mean, you serve, you depending on your emotions mean, mental formations or the phenomena or the sanskara means you feeding to it. It same like you taking drugs. Just I gave a physical example from outside, but remember, maybe we say, oh, I am not drinking anything. I don't take drugs. But sometimes our own, because our own thoughts kind of like the drugs. That's how a lot of the people survive mostly. Their own thoughts kind of like drugs. So you have to get out of this. It's a deep psychology, but still you are capable to do that. When you practice tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation, you can get out of this emotional feeding, depending on sanskara or repetition of this. So in this Naga Sutta, that's why Buddha mentioned, train your mind kind of like a royal elephant. So you become drug-free persons, kind of like you become emotion-free, you become sanskara-free consciousness. That is where you're going to become more matured with the experience. Look, it's still mostly that we mostly live with the information point of view life we have. Conscious based life, we don't develop mostly. So when it comes to your life, just for a day, are you mostly depending on the real information related to ourselves or outside world, or are you really living according to the awareness or the consciousness? Question yourself. So that is why even when we go to sleep, we go to sleep with the information based environment. That's why we say sweet dreams. So if when you go into sleep, if somebody tell you, be conscious, be aware, you become wonder what is that. But if somebody says sweet dreams, then the person become more happy about it. See, that's the thing with us. Because even when we go to sleep, at least in that very moment, if we cannot just be aware, forget about in day-to-day life. So then remember yourself, develop rather than information-based life. You can do it moment, little by little, little by little. Develop awareness-based lifestyle. It work. That's why through this, all this 2,600 years, this dharmic river flow through all over the world. There are many, many people get the benefit out of. So it is your opportunity now. And today it's the ill full moon day. It's remind us during Buddha's time, the 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 the, the first 60 monks start their mission, and with the advice from the Buddha, Charita Bhikkave Charikam Bahujana Hitaya Bahujana Sukhaya, and go and teach this Dharma to other people for everyone's well-being or the benefit to all living beings. So that's why we are so fortunate to hear this. Just imagine, when you don't hear this, how the life going to be mostly? How about the life? So how people, what kind of reactions will come out of the people? Even look around us, we have so much informations, and people are so educated, but still look when a situation come, how they react to that situations. So it happened in the history, and it keep happening today also, and and we don't know what will happen tomorrow also, even in these situations. So then remember yourself, it is your opportunity, and develop your mind, that even developing this physical also, not going to be forever. It's for a while, just as we know, it's for a while it's going to be. It's otherwise, after that, it's completely going to be different. Yesterday, most of people, all over the world, most of people watch that Mike Tyson, fight, boxing. After 15 years, he fight back. And it is totally different. It's the way he think now, and the way he, train now, the way he fight, one time. And he was kind of like, you know, the animal. And in according to his words, that he thought that is life. But see how it is different. He is so fortunate, he experienced that change. That is the important thing. So even you train your body, it's not going to be forever. But the way you develop your mind, you're going to develop, that development going to take you to next level, next level, next level, until you attain to Nibbana. It's going to take you. But the body is not like that. You will develop to certain level, then it's going to stop. And the Mike Tyson is one, and another one, Arnold Schwarzenegger. When it comes to physics, the physical body, he's a kind of like a masterpiece. Everybody see that. But look what happening today. How he look like today. It's completely different. Ronnie Coleman, it's completely different. So it is like that. Everybody the same. So then even we develop the physical. So those are the example from we can see through our life. But if you develop the mind, it's not like that. It's not going to go down. That is why even you develop the physical body, it's going to go down. But the mind is not like that. If you develop the mind, it's going to go up, up, up until you attain to the Nibbana. So then how are you going to develop this mind? There are 4 things that Buddha mentioned in this Naga Sutta, and how the royal elephant, what are the qualities that have the royal elephant. So one is called Sotacha Hoti. So the Sotacha Hoti means is listening to the king command, the voice. sotacha hoti. So then, otherwise, it's like a wild elephant. It going to do whatever it want. But the royal elephant not like that. Once the king start to talk to it, it going to go only to the king's word, not for anybody else. And especially that when the king command, and according to that command, so whatever, it doesn't matter how difficult it is, so whatever that it follow the command. So then develop your mind. When you aware, when you have the conscious awareness, mindful awareness, as I mentioned in the beginning, and train your mind to go with it. So if you come to observe inhalation, exhalation, you observe inhalation, exhalation. So you are the one who want to choose whatever. So it go according to your choice. So bring the mind to that level. If you want to focus to inhalation, exhalation here, if the mind goes somewhere else, it's like a wild elephant. So then develop the mind and keep into to listen to your awareness. So that is one thing that, yeah. Another thing is hatta chahoti. So the hatta chahoti means, so whatever the difficulties come, this royal elephant doesn't go back, not surrender to anything. It always go that against whatever the difficulties come. It's kind of like a come to a point, zero tolerance. So when it comes to awareness and mindfulness, train your mind not to go backward. It's yourself when you have the awareness, and when the consciousness recognize something and bring the ability, it's to develop the strength mentally to move forward. So otherwise, when according to the situation, you don't find something else. You go forward. So mainly in that time, they used these royal elephants for war, and people used to go for war in the first line, the elephants. So when the elephants come, it's mostly come, when the very difficult time. When the elephants come, it's kind of like today. It's a multi-barrel, the heavy, armed truck. And so, and they go, whatever the difficulties come, they go through it. So your mind also the same. In a certain way, in day-to-day life, we in a battlefield. Not with others, mainly in our own mind. So then what you have to do? Especially when it comes to your spiritual practice. That is where the laziness mostly affect for us. To eat, to sleep, to fight, to blame to others. You are not lazy for that. For what you lazy? Mostly you lazy for, practice meditation, read the book, and having a good conversation with somebody, finding something meaningful things to you. That is where the laziness comes. For greed, hatred, anger, you are not lazy. So that's why you need to develop the strength, because to be greedy, hatred, angry, you don't need any strength. It's naturally there. But how about to develop the loving kindness, compassion, to wisdom? That is where the laziness comes. So you need the extra strength. So that is what here called, hatta choti. Go forward, breaking all the barriers mentally. Laziness, sleepiness, lethargic mind, this wanting mind. So that kind of. And the kantacha hoti. Kantacha means that you come the to develop your mind, be patient, not to be hurry, not always, moving. No, you develop patience, calmness, relax, slow down. So that will, to be like that, you have to be so strong. Because if you always work fast, you cannot slow down. But if you master to be slow down, you can work so fast. So slowing down is a profitable skill. And being patient with any situation, especially with the practicing side of your mind, development of your mind, when you matured the mind, remember deeply, we are mentally so high, bring it down. Mentally, we are so fast. Maybe physically, you think he's a very slow person. Here, no. The mentally, maybe we are so fast, but physically, sometimes we are so slow. So that you can just see just the physical, that here talk about the mind. So mentally, make it slow down. That will help you to see things very clearly. So kantacha hodi, that being patient and without expecting things, resisting, you develop a mind to just go with the flow. And that way that you develop kind of like being patient with the situations. So that is a profitable skill. And then the fourth one, Ganta Chahoti. So the Ganta Chahoti means you develop the flexibility. The royal elephant go any direction when the command comes. It is just not only forward, backward, to the side, left or right, or any direction it move. So according to the command, it is so flexible that way to move. So then it is, you are not kind of like you don't develop mind always, mostly kind of like when you want something, you want it. You don't like to change. No, be compatible, be flexible. If it is necessary, change the situations, change the idea, change the habit, and change what you want, change what you practice if it is necessary. So keep that flexibility in your mind, and that way you will see. Because mostly that we still have kind of like that this we abuse with what with our mind. Whatever we want, we always go for it. We don't like to change it. Even we see it is not good for us, still we go with the deeper craving to get it. We don't like to change it. No, now you develop a mind. Once you recognize it is no need for you, you change it. You change the direction. Any direction you move, it is not only forward or backward. It is not only for right or the left. So like that, keep the flexibility. How you become flexible, and according to necessary conditions and the situations and environment, you take the right decisions. That is becoming, when that is the highest of the maturity. So try in day-to-day life with your ordinary life, you have to use this. And especially it is nothing to do with the outside world, it is with inner practice. Remember that. Don't try to apply this anything to this outside people. No, it's about your inner practice. Sota chahoti, and develop the mind to listen to your awareness. And the hanta chahoti, and you become strong to break the barriers, mostly any laziness, tiredness, sleepiness, worry, anxiety, depression, this dream world that you create in your mind. So like that, you break that barriers and the fear especially. So, and other one is the kanta chahoti, and you become more patience and calm down, relax and wait, learn to wait. So that is another thing. And ganta chahoti, you develop the flexibility. You don't become kind of like a piece of rock. You become kind of like a water in your mind. Flexibility. Even according to necessary conditions and situations, you change for the good, for the right. So that way, you develop your mind kind of like it become like a royal elephant. So that way, you gain the victory. Your awareness, your consciousness is the king. And this elephant, once you train your mind, your thoughts to this level, it brings the victory, which means liberation or your salvation or the nibbana. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbitiyo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammihi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idam me punyakammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.